Good evening and welcome to the first State of the County address of my administration. Thank you for joining us here at the Prospect Center, which many residents knew as a vaccine clinic and which more residents will know as a transformative space where we will improve the delivery of government services. By locating county offices at the south end of this building, we will be bringing services and meeting residents where they are in a way that is more accessible to more county residents, especially our historically underserved communities. We will make significant investments and impacts in renewable energy, including a solar canopy in the parking lot and a microgrid that will allow for more reliability and resilience for our essential services and for all of Frederick County. It may not look like much right now, but I hope you'll take the time to look at our plans in the back of the room so that you can see what is to come here at the Prospect Center. I say it all the time, and I've heard it said by many of you here tonight as well, that our partnerships are what make this community special and allow us to get things done. The work that we do every day in county government is only possible with strong partners on the county council, in our municipalities, and in our state and federal delegations. I would like to acknowledge our partners in the audience right now. So we have with us today from our state delegation, our state delegate, Chris Fair. From our county council, we have Council President Brad Young. Council Vice President Cavante Duckett. Council Member MC Keegan Eyre. And Council Member Jerry Donald. And I have to say, MC and Jerry and I have been through a few years of this, so I'm appreciative that they are here. I also want to recognize our Sheriff, Chuck Jenkins, who is here. And from our municipalities, we have the Mayor of the City of Frederick, Michael O'Connor, the Mayor of Brunswick, Nathan Brown, and Brunswick City Council Member Andy St. John. Thank you all so much for joining us. When I was sworn into office 11 months ago, I said that we stood on a strong foundation and we would make progress every day by living our values of accountability, inclusion, and sustainability. I am proud to report that we are delivering on that promise, and as a result, the state of Frederick County is strong. Our Livable Frederick Master Plan envisions a vibrant and unique community where people live, work, and thrive while enjoying a strong sense of place and belonging. We are taking steps every day to make that vision a reality. From the beginning of this administration, we have been intentional about including our residents in this work. We took the budget process into the community, holding listening sessions with the council members in all 5 council districts and engaging the public with online tools. People who had never been a part of the process before came out to share their priorities and their concerns. I did my best to incorporate their feedback into the first budget so our spending priorities truly reflect community input and needs. We also included our residents in developing our policy priorities. More than 100 people came together as part of my transition team, an amazing group that reflected the cultural diversity and richness of thought in our community. Over the course of 3 months and many, many volunteer hours, they developed more than 60 recommendations which we can implement or make meaningful progress towards implementing during my first term. If you served on the transition team, please stand up to be recognized. Woo! I promised all of you that your report would not sit on a shelf and gather dust. Tonight, I am pleased to announce that we have published a dashboard where people can track our progress on a recommendation by recommendation basis. We will update the dashboard at least quarterly so that you and the public at large can stay up to date on our work and hold us accountable. Thank you all for your time and investment in working towards this shared vision. Frederick County values lifelong learning, starting with our strong public schools and continuing through our community college and public library system. As an educator and a lifelong learner myself, I am so proud that our community understands the value and impact of high-quality educational experiences. Our public schools help students thrive and make Frederick County a place where families feel like they belong. We prioritize public education in our budget, and thanks to dedicated teachers, paraprofessionals, and administrators, our students consistently outperform their peers around the state. But the post-pandemic needs of students are great, and this is a difficult time to be an educator. Knowing this, we made record investments in our public schools this year, which allowed Frederick County Public Schools to provide 6% raises to all school staff, showing our commitment to recruiting and retaining world-class educators. FCPS is the fastest growing school system in the state of Maryland. We grew by 4,000 students over the past 5 years, which is the equivalent of 5.5 new elementary schools or 2.5 new high schools full of students. And in addition to the pressures associated with growth, we must also maintain aging school facilities and prepare new space for pre-kindergarten and career and technical education as required by the Maryland's Blueprint for Our Future. We are meeting these challenges with a $500 million plan over the next 6 years to create additional capacity and modernize aging facilities. Last month, I announced the purchase of land in Iamsville for our county's 11th high school. We will continue to collaborate with the Board of Education and our municipal partners to acquire additional school sites and build out our plan for continued excellence for our schools. Frederick Community College provides affordable, flexible access to lifelong education that responds to the needs of diverse learners and our community. FCC serves a range of students, from those preparing to attend a four-year institution, to those planning to start a career in healthcare or the trades, or to adult learners looking to continue their education. With more than 14,000 students, 90% of whom are Frederick County residents, FCC prepares people to thrive in our modern economy. We forged an important partnership this year between FCPS, FCC, and county government to implement the third pillar of the Blueprint for Maryland's Future, college and career readiness. Working together, we are embedding 21 career coaches in our schools with a goal of reaching as many students as possible to increase their awareness of career pathways. With middle schoolers, we will focus on exploration. With high schoolers, the coaches will focus on next steps, whether it's beginning a career, entering an apprenticeship program, or going to a 2 or 4 year college. We were the first county in the state to build out our program because we want every student to be able to envision a future for themselves here in Frederick County. We like being first. Frederick County Public Libraries connect people to ideas and to each other, which helps us build a more informed and empowered community. Over the past 11 months, our libraries have been able to expand access and build bridges. At a time when misinformation is rampant, attempts at book bans are commonplace, and many members of our community see their histories or identities trying to be erased, our library staff provide a safe space for learning and being, and we are so grateful. So let's hear from Director James Kelly about some of the exciting things taking place in our libraries.
So it's been an exciting time for the library. This last year we've been very busy. We saw over 2 million visitors who borrowed 3.8 million items, which was a record for us, the most in any year. We saw our Wi-Fi computer use nearly triple, and we saw new card holders go up 76%. Another big part of what we do is programming and outreach. And to give you an idea of how busy we've been, in June and July alone, we hosted over 1,000 programs and saw nearly 45,000 attendees at those programs. That's what's gone on the last year, but what we're looking forward to is two big upcoming projects. I'm standing here in front of the Middletown construction project that's slated to open in early 2024. It'll be a 15,000 square foot facility, which is the same size as Walkersville and Brunswick libraries. The other project we're excited about, of course, is the West Frederick Library project, and the most recent news on that is that the city and the county have come to agreement on a potential location, which is the existing Hillcrest Park. There's going to be a feasibility study starting soon, and that will continue till the spring with design of that branch to follow. So we're very excited about what's happening with libraries, and we're grateful for the community and county support for the services that we provide.
Frederick County cares for its most vulnerable residents, including the 36% of our households highlighted in the United Way's ALICE report. These families cannot afford basic needs like housing, transportation, childcare, food, healthcare, and technology. We are committed to maintaining and growing a robust social safety net. 1 in 5 Frederick County residents is age 60 or older, and that segment of the population is growing 3 times faster than the county as a whole. Nearly half of seniors 65 and older cannot afford their most basic needs. Increasingly, seniors want to age in place, which means government needs to change the way that we serve our older residents. In Frederick County, we are leading the way with a community-based service coordination model for seniors who are capable of living independently. Our model pairs the social determinants of health with aging in place essentials, addressing issues such as socialization, safety, transportation, and nutrition in a way that maximizes resources through collaboration with our incredible community partners. We will launch the program early next year and will be able to support up to 80 seniors in the first year. In future years, the program will grow to serve hundreds of seniors in our community. And we announced future plans to build 84 new apartments for seniors on the Montague campus in recognition of the affordable housing crisis facing our seniors today. According to data released by the Maryland Family Network, the estimated cost of childcare for a family in Frederick County is $24,189, which means a family earning the county's median income is spending nearly a quarter of that on childcare, and the burden is even more significant for our lower income families. Through the Division of Family Services, we are conducting a childcare market study, which we will publish next year. Initial findings demonstrate that 80% of families need childcare for economic reasons, and a majority lose wages when childcare is disrupted. The southeastern part of the county is a childcare desert, and the northern part of the county is close to becoming one. We look forward to using the study's results to develop local, data-driven solutions to these significant challenges. It is also increasingly difficult for working families to afford housing. There's a cascading effect when people cannot live near their work. They spend more time and money commuting and have less to invest in building their families and their communities. Recognizing the need to elevate housing issues, I created the county's first division of housing, and we will announce a new leader later this fall. Our community partners, with county support, began construction on a 45-unit housing development in downtown Brunswick, which will offer below-market rentals and redevelop a critical part of their downtown. And work is underway on nearly 100 new affordable housing units in the city of Frederick. We are also building an inventory of county-owned property that can be used to create more affordable housing options in the future. So stay tuned. One clear lesson that we all learned from the COVID-19 pandemic is that we need to do more to advance equitable health outcomes. Data demonstrates that Black and Brown residents have worse health outcomes in nearly every metric that we measure locally. So we are responsible for responding with innovative solutions to these challenges. This year, we launched a Stroke Smart campaign to help people recognize the symptoms and get help quickly. And we created a Spanish language Stroke Smart video to increase accessibility. We are gathering feedback on the video using focus groups in the community, and we expect to debut that in the coming weeks. Our Health Equity Office is leading work focused on Black maternal and infant health. Through community-based research, the office heard lived experiences about access to care before and after giving birth. The findings are being used to create culturally tailored solutions. And the work of our Health Equity Office, along with their partners, Black Mamas Building Bridges, has been recognized across the state and will be recognized at an upcoming national conference. Another clear lesson from the pandemic is that we need to do more to shine a light on behavioral health and substance use disorder. On an individual level, we all need to speak out against the stigmas associated with mental and behavioral health. It's okay to ask for help. It's okay to seek treatment. And as a government, we are investing in programs to help our residents who are experiencing behavioral health crises. After many months and years of work, I am pleased to announce that tomorrow morning, we will be opening the doors to our 24/7 Crisis Care Center, which is the first of its kind in the state of Maryland. With help from our federal partners, we turned a county-owned building into a 24/7 walk-in crisis care center operated by the Mental Health Association. Let's hear from Michelle Marshall, one of our incredible peer counselors who supports people who are in recovery, and from Mental Health Association Executive Director Shannon Alshire.
I was born and raised in Frederick County, and I was in active addiction for 25 years. I found myself in 10 different treatment programs, and back then it wasn't as easy as it is now. We have so many resources now here in Frederick County that are accessible and ready when people need the help that they need. Meeting someone at the right time is so very important. One of the biggest things about recovery, your own recovery, is giving back. We have to give back in order to keep it. It was a gift that was given to us, and I'm reminded every single day of who I was and who I don't want to be anymore, and that's not the person I am. And offering hope to someone who is completely hopeless is so important, letting them know that they're not alone.
I'm thrilled to be standing here inside of MHA's new walk-in crisis care center. We recently held an open house and ribbon cutting, and we look forward to opening to serve the community 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Last year in our walk-in center, we served over 1,700 individuals, and over 40% of them were under the age of 18. Our walk-in center is a place where anyone experiencing a behavioral health crisis can walk in without an appointment and be seen by a crisis specialist at no cost to them. And we're very excited to partner with the county to expand this service to 24 hours a day.
Our people and also our places are part of what make our community so special. Frederick County is incredibly beautiful, and our open spaces are important for people to thrive. More than 3.5 million people visited one of our nearly 24 parks in the past year, and more than 28,000 people participated in one of our recreation programs. We have 3 parks in development, 2 near Emmitsburg and 1 in Point of Rocks, to meet the growing need for recreational space in the county. Trails are one of the most popular features in and around our parks. They provide opportunities for people to interact with nature, and they help contribute to a multimodal transportation network that not only improves public health and quality of life, but helps build climate resiliency. During my budget listening sessions, residents strongly supported investments in bikeways and trails, which is why I included a record $4.7 million into these projects in our 6-year capital improvement program. Our rural towns and villages also contribute very meaningfully to our sense of place and help bring our rich history to life. Through our Rural Historic Preservation Grants program, we invested $375,000 into projects like restoring iron workers' housing near the Catoctin Furnace. We also created the Peace and Plenty Rural Historic District to protect over 1,000 acres of contiguous agricultural land and historically significant structures. This district is the first of its kind in the state of Maryland, and we are proud to once again be leading the way. As you know, agriculture remains central to Frederick County's identity. We are committed to preserving farmland and the farmer. So today I am proud to announce the creation of Frederick County's first Office of Agriculture. This office will centralize county functions that involve agriculture and elevate those functions within Frederick County government. This is a priority not only for the Frederick County Farm Bureau, but also sustainability organizations like Mobilize Frederick. One of the first tasks for this new office will be to update the county's agricultural strategic plan, which was last published in 2008. So we have some work to do. This new office will also lead our agricultural preservation and innovation work. Through our ag preservation programs, we have preserved more than 76,000 acres of farmland and natural resources, 95% of which will be permanently preserved. Through our award-winning agricultural innovation grants, over the past year we invested over $237,000 in 17 projects, including the hydroponics operation at District Farms. We visited co-owner Ibrahim Sharifzada to learn about how the county's grant helped his work to grow lettuce year-round. Here's what he said.
I'm here at District Farms. We're a 5-acre hydroponic greenhouse located in Frederick, Maryland. The county recently awarded us a agricultural innovation grant for our autonomous nutrient management system, which optimizes the balance of our fertilizer within our system that feeds our plants. It's allowed us to continue to rapidly expand our operations and hopefully provide even more lettuce to the County of Frederick, state of Maryland, and the Mid-Atlantic and entire East Coast.
Agriculture may be our oldest industry, but Frederick County is proud to have an innovative, diversified, and growing economy. In January, Kite Pharma announced plans to expand its operation in Urbana. This spring, we hosted a regional conference of life science businesses where our newly named Division of Economic Opportunity unveiled its new life science industry report. The division also launched an internship program in partnership with Hood College and Visit Frederick to help STEM companies attract young talent from across the region. Our manufacturing sector is thriving too. The Division of Economic Opportunity launched a campaign called Made in Frederick to highlight manufacturing across the county. This campaign, which was recognized by the Regional Manufacturing Institute with a Champion of Manufacturing Award, does an amazing job of highlighting the diversity of manufacturing in our community. County government plays an important role in helping to connect workers with jobs and residents with businesses and services. Our award-winning transit system remains fare-free. That's right, it's free to ride our buses, so please help us spread the word. And we're making strides to also make our system more accessible. This year, we added 15 new stops, and we expanded rural transit to serve Brunswick, Jefferson, Emmitsburg, and Thurmont. Shelters, benches, and landing pads are popping up at many of our stops, and we launched an Adopt a Stop program. We're doing our best to help our small businesses, the backbone of our economy, to flourish in Frederick County. During the transition time, we heard concerns that the permitting process can be cumbersome for small businesses. We took those concerns to heart and invested in a small business navigator and an ombudsman for planning and permitting to help people navigate the processes. We are also working to promote a culture of customer service all across county government. I'm so proud of the county's growing Empower program, which creates an opportunity for historically underrepresented businesses to build their skills, access resources and educational opportunities, and engage in networking events that support and connect these essential local leaders. Empower graduate Tina Harper says the program gave her the tools to grow her business, Dream Free Art. Let's hear from Tina.
I own a splatter room, which means that you come in, you throw paint around, and you make a really cool art project. I had just gotten the keys to my studio for the first time when I entered the Empower program. It ended up being an invaluable resource for me just because I had no idea what I was doing. So I was able to ask all the questions that I wanted to, and I was surrounded by community leaders and business owners who at all different levels who were able to guide me from the very first moment of me getting my keys and signing my lease all the way through me being able to open my second larger location.
Frederick County remains a safe place to live, work, and thrive, thanks in large part to our committed first responders. I am so grateful for the men and women who keep Frederick County safe. Firefighters, paramedics, deputies, 911 communication specialists, correctional officers, and emergency managers. These public servants put their lives on the line every day to protect us, and we do our best to recognize their sacrifices and invest in their well-being. We signed a 2-year agreement with our firefighters this spring, and we increased our investments in first responder behavioral health. And thanks to our partners in the federal delegation, we secured a $9.7 million federal SAFER grant to hire 32 additional firefighters. This funding will help us move towards 4-person staffing of fire and EMS equipment, a key recommendation made in the after-action report following the line of duty death of Battalion Chief Joshua Laird. This step will help us protect those who protect us. We need to make sure our primary law enforcement agency is prepared to meet the needs of a growing community and that our detention center is modern and safe. The county recently purchased land that will one day become a district office for our deputies to respond more quickly to emergencies in the southeastern part of the county. And we are upgrading infrastructure in the adult detention center to improve public health in the facility. Every person should be able to call 911 and know that help is on the way, and improving access to our 911 system for everyone is essential. With strong support from our federal and state partners, and in partnership with Convey 911, Frederick County is leading the way in implementing Next Generation 911. This will improve language access and better integrate technology for both our emergency responders and the public. I'm so proud of our team at the 911 Center. Today, I'm excited to announce that Christy Dutrow, the Assistant Director of Emergency Communications, was named Communications Center Director of the Year by the Mideastern Chapter of the Association of Public Safety Communication Officials. And I know she's here. And the 911 Center's teams A and F earned Team of the Year for their response to the tanker incident on Route 15 last March. Let's hear from Christy about the work that's occurring in emergency communications.
Frederick County Emergency Communications answers all 911 calls within Frederick County. The Emergency Communications Center also answers non-emergency lines to include the county switchboard. In fiscal year 23, the Department of Emergency Communications managed 112,959 911 calls, 559 texts to 911, 377,244 non-emergency calls. It is exciting for the design of the new Next Generation 911 NG 911 Center. Next Generation 911 refers to updating the 911 service infrastructure to improve public emergency communication services. Recently, the Department of Emergency Communications implemented Convey 911. This product enhancement is a platform providing text, video, and location capabilities with built-in language translation supporting over 135 languages and dialects. With these enhancements, we look forward to serving the citizens of Frederick County.
As county executive, I'm committed to being accessible to our workforce and creating a culture that values diversity and builds an inclusive environment. We want to be an employer of choice, which requires us to recognize that we are competing for talent with other governments in the region and with the private sector. This means paying more competitive salaries, providing flexible benefits, and creating opportunities for professional growth and development. We gave our employees merit and cost of living adjustments this year, and we're taking a holistic look at our benefits package to make sure it protects both programs that longtime employees value and provides flexibility for our newer workers. In January, we made good on our promise to release the results of an employee survey conducted in February of 2022. The survey showed that we value the idea of diversity and the talents of our employees. And it also showed we need to do more to be inclusive and to promote fairness in the workplace. We used this survey to develop a diversity, equity, inclusion, and belonging workforce plan, which we released in July. Our Office of Equity and Inclusion is working through the steps in the plan to make sure Frederick County government is a more welcoming place where all employees know they belong. We also remain committed to incorporating sustainability into every aspect of our work. In fact, sustainability was the theme of our presentation this spring when we went to New York to present to the bond rating agencies, which resulted in the reaffirmation of our AAA bond rating. Sustainability is not just a buzzword. It is the lens through which we examine our fiscal responsibility, our social fabric, and of course, our obligation to protect our environment and build climate resilience. Scientists at NASA's Goddard Institute of Space Studies declared the summer of 2023 the hottest on record, a stark reminder that we must do more to meet the challenge of climate change. Our Division of Energy and Environment is a leader in aligning sustainable budgeting with the Livable Frederick Action Framework. They presented their model at a recent county directors meeting so that all our divisions can work to incorporate sustainability and equity into their budget proposals. We are also equipping our division directors with environmental justice tools, including equity mapping with data-driven GIS layers, so we can ensure we are targeting and partnering with the stakeholders to meet the unique challenges facing our overburdened and underserved populations. Equity means recognizing that all our residents have different lived experiences and thus have different needs in order to thrive. And equity means that we will be purposeful and data-driven in our decision-making to meet those needs. Okay, you all have spent a lot of time this evening listening to me talk. So, before you leave, I want to hear from you. On the wall behind you, you will see a banner that asks a simple question. What's next for Frederick County? If you have not already, I hope that you each will grab a marker and answer that question on the banner by sharing your hopes and dreams for our community. We will take what you write, share it, and use it to inspire and drive us. I'm proud that my administration is building bridges and bringing people together so we can make transformational change. And I am grateful for the opportunity to partner with the County Council in this work. We are standing up for the things that really matter. We are lifting up voices that have not been heard so we all can rise and thrive. The state of Frederick County is strong, and through innovation, hope, and purpose, we continue to grow stronger every day. Thank you all for being here and celebrating with us.